Good morning, Pawanji. After a
Namaste.
2 week break, namaskar. After a 2 week break, we have made it back together. I hope you're doing well. And, as we continue our series towards getting to know the inner and the in-depth meaning of living Hanuman, today we are finally moving on to our first verse. Um, for those who have kind of not seen what we have done earlier, we began from the beginning with getting a small interpretatory meaning of every word in the Doha 1 and 2, and now we are going to pursue it, taking it forward. So, like our everyday, like our routine, I will read out a little bit and then please enlighten on the words and the meaning. So, the first verse begins with Jai Hanuman gyaan-guna sāgar. Jai kapis tihuṁ loka ujāgar. And with every Hindi verse, you have given an exact English translation, which says, O Hanuman, infinite fullness, ocean of eternal gems, filling worlds with luminance, O kapīsa, in every sense. And with every verse, you have given an endpoint, which is like an affirmation, like I've said in the previous videos. I experience the victory of myself over my non-self. I read this chapter, Pawanji, obviously before doing a session with you. I also want to be on board. In comparison to Doha 1 and 2, this has a lot of material in terms of what one needs to reflect. There is a big list. I have made a notebook and I kind of write the points. But I would love that you kind of begin with just giving us some synopsis of what this verse means.
So this is the first chaupai. The first two were Doha, and from here we have chaupais. There are 40 of these chaupais. Pai means feet, chau means four. So the four-footed verses, quatrains it is called in English. These chaupais, 40 of them form the Chalisa. That's how the whole hymn gets the name Shri Hanuman Chalisa. Now, each one of these chaupais are very, very simple. You can understand their meaning in one moment, but the moment you start to peel them, you find that you have a huge book at least seated inside each one of these chaupais. So, Jai Hanuman gyaan-guna sāgar, Jaya kapis, tihun loka ujāgar. Simple meaning. Jaya means victory. So, Jai Hanuman, victory to Hanuman, gyaan-guna sāgar, who is sāgara, means ocean of gyan, knowledge, guna, qualities. So, victory to Hanuman, who is an ocean of qualities and knowledge and qualities. And again, Jai kapis, tihun loka ujāgar. So Jai, victory, kapis, monkey, king of lord of monkeys. So victory to lord of monkeys, who is who lights up. Tihun loka ujāgar, who lights up the three worlds. Tihun, three. Loka means worlds. So victory to the lord of monkeys, who lights up all the three worlds. If you just look at the simple meaning, it does not give you what is hidden inside it. Just one step into the words, and let's see what the words reveal. Jaya. Jaya means victory, but victory in the sense of pervasiveness, that which prevails over. So what prevails over? Jaya Hanuman. Who is Hanuman? Hanuman is one whose ego has been hanumāna, whose ego has been broken, who has lost his ego. One who has lost his ego in our present world, current world, or in every world. Losing your ego means losing everything. So one who has lost everything, who has lost his ego, who has lost himself. is victorious or is prevails over everything else. Jai Hanuman. Gyāna-guna sāgar, who is Sagara means ocean. Here, ocean refers to being a reservoir of water or even the source of water or source of anything. So ocean is the source, the reservoir. Reservoir of what? Infinite reservoir of what? Gyāna-guna.
This is the
Not,
part, this
huh?
is the part, sorry, I
Yes.
interrupted because I was saying this is the part that took me by surprise. Because like I kind of highlight in different colors. There is one color that I use only to say the meaning and the other the interpretatory meaning, and you have given an amazing description of the word gyan, and you talk about the two types of gyan. And as much as I read a lot, um, and there is the part you state from the Manduka Upanishad where you are talking about the para and the apara gyan, and I sat with it for a long time to understand why it is like this gyan word kind of sat with me for a longer time than any other word in this particular verse, Chopai.
How wonderful. So this is what? Gyan-guna sāgar. So we go into the depth of gyan. Gyan means knowledge. And as you have pointed out, knowledge is also of two types, as you said, para and apara. Apara means of this para. Para is same as parapsychology, parascience, parachute. It's the same thing. So para gyan or para knowledge, which is para, means knowledge of the other shore. Para means the other shore, and apara means this shore. So knowledge of this shore is all the knowledge that we know, all the sciences, all the Vedas, all the scriptures, all the information, all the knowledge, all the wisdom, everything put together forms knowledge and understanding of this shore, apara, lower knowledge they call it. And then
That only.
gyan, which is of the other shore. And of the other shore, only that knowledge that makes us arrive at ourselves, arrive at an understanding of our true conscious being. That is called paragyan. And these two put together can be called gyan. And here, and then qualities. So there are many, many, many qualities.
Yes.
And Hanumanji is an ocean of these qualities. But we'll go into a different layer of understanding here. When we say gyāna-guna sāgar, that knowledge which has been transformed into qualities. Not just knowledge. Everybody knows eating white sugar is bad for health. Yet everybody goes around eating sugar, white sugar. Now, for example, it's just a small example. So a knowledge which has not transformed itself into a quality is not gyāna-guna. Hanuman is therefore a reservoir of such transformed knowledge into qualities. He's a reservoir of that. Every aspect of Hanumanji is an expression of the transformed qualities, transformed knowledge transformed into qualities. This is one layer of understanding. Guna also means the three modes of nature. The nature operates in three modes, sattva, rajas, and tamas. And another meaning for guna is ropes. Rope. In Sanskrit, guna also means a rope, a harness, something that harnesses you. Such knowledge to which you hold on to. Guna is also, so he is a reservoir, or he is an ocean of such knowledge. Knowledge points to which one can harness oneself and not be thrown away, in which one can be anchored, knowledge in which one can be anchored. Gyaan-guna, knowledge in which one is anchored. And he is a reservoir and an ocean of it. He is the source of it. Bhagwan Krishna in Gita describes 20 such points which can be known as jnana, defined it, known as jnana. The rest of it is ajnana, ignorance. 20 is jnana. So it's very interesting. I've given that in the book.
Yes.
And similarly, he has given 26 qualities that arise out of this jnana. One of the qualities, or the first quality, is abhayam, fearlessness. We are all so fearful, and fearful not in that sense of being afraid of somebody, but we are driven by purely survival instincts, very base instinct of survival, that is fear. So how to go beyond fear, and that fear manifests in many, many ways. How to go beyond that fear and become fearless is one of the qualities, and that will again arise out of jnana, such gyaan-guna. So Hanumāna, after one loses one's limited identity, one becomes the source of such knowledge which has been transformed into qualities. That means one becomes living knowledge. That's the name of the book, Living Hanuman. How do we live that knowledge? So Jaya Hanuman. So such living the knowledge, may this prevail over everything else. This is the takeaway from half of the chopai. The other half of the chopai says Jaya kapis. Now kapis is normally, Ish means the Lord, Kapi means a monkey, so Lord of the monkeys. But Kapi also arises from the root Kampayati iti Kapi. That means that which vibrates, that which is constantly vibrating. So Lord of all vibrations. Can you imagine? The Lord of all vibrations is stillness, where there is no vibration. So that stillness, so kapis here is stillness, where all vibrations are stilled. And out of that stillness arises vibrations. And those vibrations are of different frequencies that permeate all the three different layers of reality, or realms of reality. These realms of reality are the gross, the astral, and the causal realms. These are the three fundamental trifurcation of reality, or trifurcation of space, you can say. Though there will be many, many, many layers of spaces in between this, and a combination of that. So in the next part of the chopai, Jaya kapis. So here, O stillness, O prevailing stillness, which pervades all realities, all three stages of realities. So here, two things are extolled. One is letting go of one's ego and limited identification of the self. And the other is arriving at a still point, or practice of stillness, through which one shall gain mastery over all forms of dynamic action, all movement, all frequencies, all speeches, all thoughts will get pervaded through that stillness.
It's very tough. I mean, it's a practice on everyday basis. It's something that you have to choose in every moment. You gave. I read the chapter, and still, when you just said it, I think it's always about a moment. You said that gyan-gun. I read that whole gyan-gun wala part, and where all the qualities are listed. But you said that the gyan which is transformed into a guna, that you can imbibe as a quality, that part completely missed while reading. Like, you read it and you absorb it as per your level of understanding. But in that part, I did mark 3 different things particularly, which one I think is a part of the the stillness we are talking about, the one that totally called out to me, and I have marked 3 that I am going to work on myself. One is Arjavam, which I read and I thought that, not that we don't practice it, but sometimes we are just so casual about it. Knowingly, we, just frivolously we move around in life, not being conscious. And Arjavam, which meant rectitude, which was alignment and integrity of one's thought, word, and action. I mean, if we instill it in as a person, we are anyways conquering that, that constant monkey behavior of the mind. So we become the lord of the mind if we practice this every single day. So that's something that was really moving for me. And now that you have said, I will obviously reread this with the vision you have given, that a gun or a gyan that can be converted into a quality that you live and instill and radiate. See, this is why I love our sessions. I feel that you give a different angle. It may be written there, but when you hear it from the person and you hear their vision with your own ears, there is a certain resonance that you pick up as a person, and a moment where that, that you will feel like it's like that ting bell goes on in your head.
And not only that, Arjavam, you have picked up that particular quality. I'm so happy. From that Arjavam is the word Arjuna.
Oh.
And the whole Gita is transmitted to one who is an Arjuna to be able to be a recipient of knowledge. The first quality that one has to have is Arjavam, rectitude. If you don't have rectitude, you won't be able to imbibe or receive, or you're not qualified so as to say, to receive a knowledge of that stature. So you have picked up such a beautiful quality out of all those 26.
If I be honest, probably I am practicing out of those 20 only 2 currently. I can just be honest about that. Okay, I'm practicing them without any fail. And then I have marked 3 that I really want to dedicatedly do. So I'm sure whoever reads this part, even if they pick up one quality and they decide to dedicate that towards themselves, which is the quality number 20, which says Tattva Gyanartha Darshanam, commitment to self-knowledge. Like, even if one chooses any one and decides to do it, we will see the ripple effect difference in the same person who chooses to do that. So quickly, we will hover over to the questions, which I have also marked, and which I think many Western books I have realized after coming here and reading, that they have covered this topic from different angles, but you have put it as a question, which is really intriguing because many teachers come and tell you how to think in this direction. So this is the question. It says, there is a part in the book, for others who are new to this, that there is a part after every chapter which talks about an in journey, which is like a self-reflecting questionnaire. And as if you have met Pawanji or if you have seen his videos, he emphasizes a lot on reflection into whatever choices you are making, or reflection in the actions or in thoughts towards the end of the day or some part of the day. The important part is to reflect and not missing the reflection. So these questions are like primarily a reflection into self. There is a question that I have marked which says, what is the answer to the question when I am asked, who are you? Now, if you actually look at it, Pawanji, there are several self-help books which have been kind of inspired from the Vedas, or have taken the parts of Vedas and spoken about Atman a lot. But when you put this in this verse, where we are talking about the qualities that you have already mentioned, in the thing, this question is really provocative. What is the answer to the question when I am asked, and when I ask myself? That is the following question. That is such a subtle difference between the question. It took me 2 seconds as a person to realize that, is it the same question repeated, or is it a different question? When I am asked by someone else, who am I? What do I really answer? And when I ask myself, who am I? What is the answer? So if you would just like to quickly give us some, your beautiful version to it.
No, you have already said it so beautifully. When other people ask us a question, they always ask, who are you? And that is very easy to answer. Who are you You give your name, you give your gender, you say whoever you're coming from, your profession, etc. That is easy. But yet when you begin to write the answer down to the question, who are you, as if somebody else is asking, you get a different understanding of yourself. The next question, who am I? Who am I? This question is asked not by somebody else. This question is asked by me to myself. So I can't tell myself, for example, if I ask myself, who am I can't tell myself things that this person already knows. The one who is asking already knows that my name is Pawan. So I can't again say my name is Pawan. So then what will I tell this one who is asking me, who am I? And then the question is, who is asking this question, who am I? So this question itself becomes a whole practice. Bhagwan Shri Ramana Maharshi, he his only the sole practice he gave to his disciples and followers was keep asking the question, who am I? And if somebody was asking him complicated questions, he would ask that person, tell me who is it who is asking these questions? Who is it who is asking? So yes, these questions need to be answered and to be arrived at in one's own inner space.
Like the end of every chopai and every verse you have written, my action point. And actually the action point is such a correlation to the question. It says to gain insights and acquire positive human qualities. So this action point is to gain insight about self. When you gain insight about self, you are asking, who am I, to yourself. And that is where, you leave us with a deep reflection to sit with, to conquer our own monkey mind and achieve the stillness, practice rectitude, arjavam. I found it so beautiful. One of my friends, I have recommended it as a baby name. I said, I have come across this name and this name has so much power, arjavam, practicing rectitude as a person. Brilliant. I am so, so grateful for the time you make out and for, just simply the joy you bring to the text. You bring the text to life by saying it. And that's what I think really I appreciate and everyone who's studying with us appreciates. So I'm truly thankful and we will see you soon again and you take care.
Absolutely.